this is one of those videos for me. This is one of those videos as I'm setting up, I'm digging into the data, my mind is kind of blown. Things are actually a little bit more, even more bullish than I already thought they were. And I'm going to break down the data. Imagine a world where we're sitting in a $200,000 Bitcoin in the next bull market high. What does that look like? How does that translate for something like Ethereum, for XRP all-time high, for Cardano all-time high? I'm going to break down the very specific, the exact numbers, what we could anticipate. There's no guarantees, but what we could anticipate. I'm going to explain why this is so realistic too in this video. I want to start here for just a second. This is a chart that I charted in 2018 at the bottom of the bear market. It was entirely speculative, but this is a technical analysis illustration. You can see when I charted it, we had all of this that hasn't happened yet, that $90,000 area, the whole circle for the last bull run. Bitcoin actually entered that circle. Now we've come into the bear market and we're preparing for the next bull cycle. Will it hit this next yellow circle? That's the question as we evaluate this chart. Now, the question is, even on a deeper level, how does that translate to other cryptos, right? And that's what we're going to explore. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. I really appreciate all of your support out there, and let's do this. Are we on track for a $200,000 Bitcoin entering this circle in the next cycle? Just as we did in the last cycle, it starts here. This is data, besides just charting data, that I want to use as a foundational idea to what we're about to discuss. It's a $10 trillion valuation. This article is talking about Bitcoin's valuation soaring to $10 trillion. I'm simmering down the video. I'm simmering down the speculation. I'm saying if crypto's entire valuation as a whole market cap is $10 trillion, here are the numbers we're looking at. This article obviously saying the next bull run could see Bitcoin's valuation soar to anywhere between $5 and $10 trillion. Again, I'm a little bit more conservative in this video, but let's talk about it. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. This is where it starts, right? We have dominance history on these charts. For Bitcoin, if you look at previous cycles, first off, we're waiting for the next bull cycle, this green box, speculatively post-halving. The previous bull cycles, notice what Bitcoin did first. It falls. Bitcoin dominance falls in bull markets. So altcoins are really just having a really good time. That's alt season. Alt season for me, I think, is over here. That's where I think it's going to happen. Bitcoin dominance falls though, and you can actually just see towards the parabolic phase of bull markets, we can look at potential area of around 40% dominance for Bitcoin. It could be higher, it could be less, but I'm taking that data and I'm saying, who knows what's going to happen in this next, going into the next halving or even entering the bull market. But if Bitcoin dominance falls into that vicinity, while crypto's putting in all-time highs, while we're hitting around $10 trillion market cap, if Bitcoin dominance is 40%, the price of Bitcoin would be around $200,000, $204,000. It's around almost 500% gains for Bitcoin from where it is right now. That's what it's looking like. And what's crazy is on this chart, the speculative chart I did in 2018, that is so on pace. Now with this new data, 40% dominance, $10 trillion market cap, this makes sense for Bitcoin. I think it's realistic. Could it overshoot it? Could it undershoot it, right? We might not even reach it. Maybe we're at 150. Yeah, I'm not here to tell you exactly what's going to happen. I have absolutely no idea. This is just how I'm seeing the charts. This is just how I'm seeing this story unfold. Obviously, I've been tracking it for a while, charting this chart back here in 2018. But now that story continues into altcoins, right? So Ethereum dominance. Let's start there for Ethereum. Where am I getting 25% dominance? Because that's what I have here, 25% dominance. Well, we're going back here, 2017 area, you can see is around 25%. And then you can see this last cycle around 22%. I just took 25% as just kind of a seemingly conservative number. It could be less, again, it could be higher. I think Ethereum is primed to capture so much value, institutional money, as well as just enterprise and businesses building on Ethereum. Obviously, it's a huge chain, right? It's massive. It's going to continue to grow. 25% dominance in play, $2.5 trillion market cap in a world where we're at a $10 trillion market cap. And what does that mean? For Ethereum, it means around a $20,000 Ethereum in play. What does that mean? That's 1,000% gains. Now, this is, and by the way, this is realistic to me. It already hit over 500 billion, right? $500 billion market cap already. And that was back in almost 2 years ago. Now we're preparing for the next bull cycle. We're preparing for institutional adoption. We're preparing for all of these things, the next level for crypto. This is in play. This is where my mind started to kind of become very surprised, digging into data, specifically XRP. XRP had a rough time in recent years because of what happened with the SEC. The fact that they have a cycle, we're about to enter this cycle, and XRP or Ripple won the case with SEC. It's a whole new world for XRP. And I don't know if you remember, before the whole SEC mess, XRP was a dominant force in crypto. And I think once again, that is the case. It's a top crypto. It's right there with Bitcoin, Ethereum. And you can just see back here in 2017, XRP dominance, 18% or so. Back here, and this is topping out. This is like topping out range. XRP dominance back here around 17% or so. I calmed down the number a little bit. I didn't want to just say, hey, we're going to reach that area again. I calmed down the area a little bit in terms of dominance. And I said, okay, how about 10% dominance, right? If we take 10%, that's right around here. And it's a nice average of all of these swing highs in terms of dominance. And XRP could very much get there. And it could surpass it. I get that. But that's $1 trillion market cap for XRP. A lot of people, I'm sure, think it's going to go higher. But just based on that number alone, and this is kind of where the numbers are like, oh, wow. Because this is so realistic. $1 trillion market cap for XRP. It can do it. XRP would be looking at around $18, all-time high in that environment. That's just under 3,000%. Just under 3,000%, right around 3,000%. Those are some nice gains for this blue chip. And that's a good segue to Cardano, because one of the things I really like about ADA is the fact that as a blue chip, as something that has such a good future, it has so much still upside potential. We're not talking about 1,000% gains, which is still good for Ethereum. We're definitely not talking about the potential for 500% gains, which is good for Bitcoin. But with XRP, we're talking about almost 3,000% gains. And then you go to ADA. ADA, I took 4% dominance. And this was in a world where there was no DeFi. This was in a world, and it was above 4%, but I'm taking 4% as a very conservative thing. I actually think Cardano can put all-time highs in the next cycle in terms of dominance, but I'm taking 4%. This is what it's done in previous cycles, 4%, without DeFi, without the explosion of value coming on chain, without institutional investment interest from companies like Grayscale, right? That's in play for Cardano. I'm just saying, if Cardano has 4% dominance in a world where we're at $1 trillion market cap, it gives us a number I talk about often, right around $400 billion. Usually I'm talking about just under. I'm usually talking about a $350 billion market cap. We're at $400 billion market cap, so in play for ADA, $11 ADA. That's 3,400% gains from where ADA is right now. This portfolio that I just laid out, there's going to be crazy gains across crypto, everybody, with altcoins that far surpass these numbers that we're talking about on the screen. But look at this portfolio. And I'm not saying this is what I'm suggesting for a portfolio, but I'm just saying my mind really is, this is like crazy, the opportunity that's in crypto right now. For somebody that doesn't even want to do any due diligence and put exposure throughout the entire crypto ecosystem, researching altcoins, you have this handful of the top cryptos in the space offering 500%, 1,000%, 3,000% plus gains. These way less risky blue chip cryptos. That's crazy to me. So we're looking at $11 ADA. We're looking at $18 XRP, $20,000 Ethereum, and obviously a $200,000 Bitcoin. That's in a world where history repeats in terms of dominance or does very similar things and is a $10 trillion market cap as a whole, not for a $10 trillion Bitcoin. We start running numbers for a $10 trillion Bitcoin, these numbers become even crazier. This again is a more conservative view. I wanted to throw these numbers out there. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. I wanted to keep this nice, short, sweet video. I appreciate all of you for watching. This is going to be a fun story to track. That's all I know. I have no idea what's going to happen. This is me tracking the journey. I'm with you all. I'm with you all as a crypto holder. I'm excited for the next bull cycle, and I'm really, truly hoping that these cycles repeat and we get the continued growth in this space. So I appreciate all of you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.